It is Monday, January 24th, 2022. I am James. You are you. We are here. Another night in the jungle as we travel up and down the information superhighway at explosive speeds. It is At Home with James. We are live on Twitch. It is the beginning of our broadcast week, and something that I've been trying to incorporate into the Monday episodes is this question. Did you spend the weekend with someone that you love? Or maybe someone that you cherish? Now, if you're hearing that question or questions and you're asking yourself, well, I think I've heard that before. I've gone on record on this program a couple of times and said that I take ownership that I have stolen that question from syndicated radio legend Delilah, otherwise known as Delilah. Now, if you don't know Delilah, her program airs, again, syndicated, from about 7 o'clock until 11 o'clock at night, where she takes a variety of calls from people that have lost love, people that are looking for love, people that are dealing with loss and grief in their life. And she often promotes the idea of connection and love with some slight religious undertones. Now, I think that not only me, but we could all stand to let a little bit of Delilah into our lives. And that's why this show is slowly going to become religious as the months go on. Now, I'm no Charlie Church. I'm no man of the cloth. The only thing that I really think about when I think about church is snack-sized sandwiches after the congregation. Is that what it's called? The service? This speaks to the level of my idiocy that I don't even know what it's called. The event, the concert, the production. This is why I tune in to Delilah every night on Star 92.9. Now I'm doing promotion for a radio station. Everyone's going to turn this show off and go listen to Delilah. You know what, Delilah? Stick it. Go jump into a lake, suck on some eggs and some rocks while you're at it. What is happening on tonight's show? I have no idea. This is the third edition of Guest's Choice. We did it in 2020. We did it in 2021. It is now 2022. The third installment as part of a show that has now spanned 3 years. God, I say that, and I don't know whether to feel proud or sad that this COVID-19 is it's still kicking around. But I've said it a million times. When COVID flares up, so does viewership on this show. It's like a nice bout of the herp, right? I'll get a little spicy on this show tonight. Maybe I would say that more on a Friday show, even a Wednesday. I'll talk about, sex illnesses on a Monday, because that's, you know what? I'm talking about religion. I'm talking about sex. We do it all on Twitch. Try and ban me. I dare you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Who am I talking to? It's Guest's Choice night. I have no power over what is going to be discussed. I have very little idea. And who is going to be deciding these topics much later on? The man who was not here last week because his computer was on the fritz. Even though Andy Assaf is going to decide his topic tonight, I'm going to confront him with something. This is going to be a hard-hitting expose. And I say expose spelled EXXXPOSE with an accent aigu at the end. That's some French speak for our Francophone fans out there on the internet. Who else is here? Racquel Belmonte. She's going to decide what we talk about, but I also want to bring up something with her based on some information she told me right before the show. More on that later. Put your kids to bed before we talk about that. We're going to kick things off right here, right now. The jury's out on this guy. I like him. People, they've said to me, like, I don't know. I go, well, maybe you should know. And I won't say anything more. He's the host of his own outfit. Got a production called Some Good Friends. It's a podcast wherever you download them, the MP3s and things like that. So let's please welcome to the show the first person who will be choosing tonight's topic. This guy's so tall, Stefan Spec. Stefan, welcome back to the program, my friend.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for acknowledging our friendship, which I feel like we just defined the terms of it on the last episode I was on. So
yeah, we had like a bit of a hard hitting interview last time. You talked to us about a variety of things.
Yeah.
And I think it brought us closer together. And we're kind of similarly dressed right now. You got a sweater on and a hat. And I sometimes wear glasses, but I take mine off for the show.
Oh, you own sweaters?
I got some sweaters, but I'll tell you, is this what people call a crew neck? Is that a crew neck sweater?
I believe this would be called a crew neck. Yes.
I'll tell you what, I've always been a hoodie guy, but I started thinking like maybe it's time that I stop being a skater boy and maybe get some crew necks.
I am also a hoodie boy. Unfortunately, when you're a tall, lanky man such as myself, it's hard to find a hoodie that fits the form of my body well. And
I'll tell you what, I can relate to that. You're much taller than I am. I was a very average sized man, but I'm also lanky.
You were a thin
a very what I would call a slight gentleman. You're a slight gentleman unto yourself, right? I'm sure that this is something we can probably relate to. You ever maybe shower at someone's home that isn't yours, and like they've got like mirrors positioned a way where you have to see your own nudity, and you're like, whoo, I look like an extraterrestrial.
I've had that experience for sure. I've been in a lot of showers, especially if someone has a basement shower or my head is like at the ceiling, or the shower head is kind of at my shoulder. You see that a lot in cottages. But yeah, I know the struggle.
Yeah, we get it. So it's hard for guys like us to find clothes that, because I don't want to be swimming in clothes. That's the thing.
But it's cool now. It is cool to swim in clothes now.
Yeah, it's cool if you're born in 1999.
Are you not?
Stefan, you flatter me. How old are you, young man?
I'm 30. I'm a man of 33. Jesus' age. You want to be religious.
33. I remember when I was 33. It was 2 years ago.
Congrats.
I think if you and me were to stand side by side, people would think you were taller than me, or excuse me, well, they would know that you're taller than me.
Yeah, they would.
I think this guy's older than that guy. In fact, I think this guy is his kid brother.
They would think that I was older than you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would think so as well.
Look, Stefan, every time you come on the show, I think we have a good back and forth repartee.
I hope so. I would hope so. I have some thoughts on Delilah, though, that I think might ruin our friendship.
Well, what do you think about Delilah?
Well, so yeah, hey there, Delilah. Her and I go back a few years. My friends were really hyping her up. They were like, "Have you ever heard this show, Delilah?"
How old are you? Are your friends old ladies?
Yeah. We do bridge. They listen to Delilah, this kind of stuff.
Eat Scotch mints out of an ashtray.
Yeah, sometimes you get the ashes, sometimes you get the mint. Either way, your mouth's gonna have a surprise. But they were really hyping up Delilah, and they were like, people call in and they have like problems, and she like talks to them about it. And I was like, oh, we're gonna hear like some juicy stuff, juicy gossip. And then I pictured her as like kind of like a therapist character who would like advise them. But what it is, in fact, in reality, is like someone will call in and be like, my husband's deployed in Iraq and I really miss him. Yeah. And Delilah's like, all right, here's the reason by Hoobastank. This is for you. And then like that's it. There's no goss. There's no advice.
No, it's very, very non-juicy. It'll be like, here's our first caller. This is Sharon. And she'll say, I think she says, what's on your heart tonight?
Not something like mind. That.
And then the calls, it often begins with it's like, well, Delilah, I'm feeling sad tonight. Tell me what's going on, Sharon. And it'll be like, me and my boyfriend, we're going to different universities next year, and I think we might have to break up. And it's just this. You think Sharon's probably in her 40s, and you find out she's 17 years old.
Yeah. Well, Delilah would be on right now, no?
Delilah is 100% on right now.
Right, next time I come on, we should call Delilah.
Now, this is the thing. I don't know if it's pre-recorded. It's like, okay, Delilah's live now, because I think that based on whatever station airs, it's up to the station to pick the song, because you'll notice that Delilah, she never throws to a song. She's like, I've got the song for you. So on Star 92, I don't know if this is interesting to anyone, but maybe you, me, and perhaps my mother, who might be watching this show. During the holidays, Star 92.9 does full Christmas music programming. So Delilah will be like, I've got just the song for you. And then it'll cut to jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. is very like non sequitur. So I don't know if Delilah is just like, here's the audio, you plug in whatever you want.
I'm sure it. I mean, it's syndicated, right? So it's all a corporate machine. Anyway, not a fan.
Okay, yeah. Look, I think that she's got some core values that relate to the big guy, as the cool kids like to call him upstairs. But look, Stefan, we're not here to talk about Delilah tonight, despite the fact that we've wasted the past 5 minutes doing so. This is guest choice.
Yeah,
it's up to you to determine our talking points this evening. So, what is your choice?
I've made my choice. So earlier today, I put out. You mentioned my podcast before. Thank you for mentioning that. But we put out the 50th episode of
congratulations
oh, thank you. I've also been around for almost the same length as your show, but I took about a year-long break in the middle to do nothing. So just getting around to that 50th episode.
Well, that's look, 50 even with a break is a milestone, because I think that when that COVID-19 hit, I thought there's going to be a lot of people that start stuff, they're going to quit that thing.
Oh, for sure.
So congratulations on sticking with it for 50.
Well, and so I wanted to do something special for that. And I don't know if you have been on the internet in the past week.
Hell yeah.
And have seen the announcement of possibly the best music festival that's ever been put on.
Okay, tell me about this.
So this will be taking place in Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada, United States of America, at the Las Vegas Festival Grounds, October 22nd, 23rd. And this is called the When We Were Young Festival.
Oh, I'm already disgusted. Okay.
This is a festival of all of the emo, screamo, and hardcore bands that I enjoyed when I was in high school. A lot. Looking at this poster, it was like shooting me right back down memory lane.
Yeah.
Every time I looked at it.
Now, did you have like an emo haircut back in high school?
No, I tried to have a skater hair, like the kind that looks like a bell,
Yep, of course, yeah.
But my hair doesn't do that. My hair is like wavy and crazy.
Yeah.
So
that's good hair, though. That's good hair.
Oh, I'm very happy with my hair. It just it wasn't right for that particular style.
Yeah.
So I wore a hat all day, every day, and I wanted my hair.
You've got. I'm gonna go see a Jack Johnson concert hair, or a bit like Ben Harper or Jason Mraz.
Yeah, which was not the vibe I wanted to put out in high school, and hence the reason I wore very baggy jeans and t-shirts for death metal bands exclusively.
Yeah.
But this festival, real big deal, a lot of bands that I listened to, and I thought it was very interesting because as people of a certain age, this is the first thing that I've seen that's marketed to our sense of nostalgia. Because you see like stuff for like our parents or older people, like
this is a great point.
Motley Crue will do a cruise with
the Motley Cruise.
The Motley Cruise, or you'll have like a hair metal.
Can I just say, have you seen Vince Neil lately?
Oh,
this is not going to end well for me.
I watch every single video that's like Vince Neil fucked up another performance. I watch it. Yeah. I look at this human train wreck who once killed a man drunk driving and got away with it scot-free.
Oh yeah.
So I am totally on board for his downfall.
You're on board for the downfall of Vince Neil. Yeah. I think they could take place at a buffet any day now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he has a thin thread tethering him to life, and it could snap at any minute.
Yeah, it's in any event, we digress.
Apparently, Andy has put the poster on the screen, so thank you, Andy. You can see the bands that are involved. My Chemical Romance being the headliner.
This poster looks like the top of someone's like laptop full of stickers.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one of the funniest things about this festival is that the first time they announced it, it was one day. Then they added a second day, exact same lineup. And then they added a third day, a week later, exact same lineup.
Wait, I've never heard of that.
All of these bands were just like, oh, you want us to still be there a week later? Sure, we got nothing going on. Like, they're available the whole time.
Now, you bring up I think it's a really great point that the idea of a festival that is for our era. Now, this is admittedly, I think this may have been after my time. So some of these bands I know of. So I'm gonna go through a couple of these. I know of My Chemical Romance. I know of Paramore. I know of Dashboard. They had that really wimpy song, didn't they?
They were a big part of the Spider-Man soundtrack. Hands down, this is the best day I can ever remember. And
But did they make that song? Is that Screaming Infidelity? Or is that a different wimpy band?
I don't know that. I was not a Dashboard Confessional fan.
Okay.
So I
So
don't
I
know that.
know, I think I know AFI. They've got a song that I think samples the Terminator
Very
theme
possible.
music. Yeah, which, The Used, I remember that.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone knows Avril Lavigne. I referenced her earlier with my skater boy.
Yeah. Jimmy Eat World, you probably know.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Eat World. I not to loop it back around to the holidays, but they do a cover of Last Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a nightmare. It's like if
Okay.
you took the looks of Vince Neil and made a Christmas song.
Oh wow, that's too, because I love Jimmy Eat World. They're on this poster. They'd be like the ones. I had tickets to go see Jimmy Eat World right before pandemic started. And
Well, let's get into this. Which of these are your all stars? Like, this is what I would love.
Oh, so yeah. For me, what was it? Jimmy, like I never listened to My Chemical Romance or Paramore, so they're not of interest to me so much. Jimmy Eat World, big fan. Manchester Orchestra, big fan. Knocked Loose, the heaviest band on this bill, big fan. Wonder Years, La Dispute. Meet Me at the Altar is a great new pop punk band. Would highly recommend.
Okay, so they're letting some new acts in there.
Yeah, well, I think that they looked at this poster and they were like, this festival, with the exception of Paramore and Avril Lavigne, is entirely dudes. So we need to add some female representation. So they got
Paramore. I think it's just the lead singer who's
just just the one. So they were like, well, let's get Meet Me at the Altar and the Linda Lindas, but we'll put them right at the bottom of the poster, so they know that we're not trying too hard to diversify things.
Okay, well, like, who could they have added to this? Are there any classic female artists from that time? Does Fifi Dobson count?
So that was actually on my podcast. We talked about who was missing from this poster, and I did bring up Fifi Dobson, and the other Canadian legend I brought up was Biff Naked. I thought
that's a great pick, yeah,
as well. And then the one that I'm not sure if would fit with the vibe of this, but I think it would be fine, would be Evanescence.
Oh, now Evanescence, did they have some religious undertones as well?
Maybe they were like twisting religion to their own gothic.
A little bit like Creed. Now imagine if they just added Creed to this bill as well. Like, and guys, stick around for the After Hours concert. We're going to show the Scott Stapp sex tape.
Did he have a sex tape?
I believe that the legend has it. I think it's Scott Stapp, another participant, and then I think maybe Kid Rock. There's another legendary male artist in there.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Now,
I mean, I'd watch
after you, Stefan.
What?
After you, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was just saying that if I was here and Creed was playing, I'd watch Creed.
You go to the Creed show. Well, we got some affirmation to what you mentioned earlier with Jimmy Eat World coming in from our chat. We've got from the real Andrew Mackay. Quote, Jimmy Eat World puts on a pretty good show.
Oh, good to know. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for when they come back, I will go see them for sure. Now, but James, I want to know how do you feel about outdoor festivals?
Oh, how do I feel about outdoor festivals? I don't love concerts to begin with. The first concert I ever saw was an outdoor concert. It was April Wine opening up for Dennis DeYoung, former lead singer of Styx. I left before Dennis DeYoung hit the stage. I was there specifically for April Wine. I performed, obviously not as a musician, on a couple Vans Warped Tour festivals when they had their stops in Montreal. So I was right beside the half pipe for the skaters of the world.
You were just beside the half pipe. You were kind of doing
right beside. But this is the thing, that not my brand of music either. Joan Jett was on 1 year, so I watched Joan Jett set. There was 1 year where I went to Heavy Montreal. A pal of mine had some connections with Evenko, who is the local concert promoter here. Yeah. And this is when Faith No More was doing their reunion tour. And I was like, look, I only want to see Faith No More. I don't want to see anything else. So I showed up for the tail end of the night, just as I think Iggy Pop was finishing up.
not bad either.
Yeah. You want to talk about
and
hunks,
how was old Mikey Patton?
He was fantastic. It was a great show, but inevitably every time I'm at any type of concert, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Oh, for
home.
sure. Yeah. No, me personally, I don't like outdoor festivals at all. It's like you're trapped somewhere all day, and there might be bands you love. It's hot or it's muddy. Like it's all bad. But
like I think when I think about outdoor festivals, like I don't know why this has always been present to me, but it's like, it's in the middle of summer. It's like one of those humid days where the sun is hot, so you're like you're surrounded by humidity, but it's also the flesh crisping heat from the sun, and you're waiting in line to get like a $10 bottle of water, and there's just sound, and then who takes the stage? It's Papa Roach, and they break cut my life into pieces. Like that's what I think when I think about outdoor concerts.
I mean, what is Papa Roach doing if they're opening with Last Resort? That is
that's the only song they do. They do that one. They do that one like, guys, that's our show, or they'll loop it a couple times.
Yeah. They come back to it. They do the 10-minute version.
Yeah.
They milk that chorus for all it's worth.
Now, which outdoor festival or concerts have you been to?
Well, as an Ottawa boy, I went to Blues Fest quite a bit.
Which gets, from what I understand, some pretty good lineups.
Yeah, for sure. I saw Alexis on Fire multiple times at Ottawa Blues Fest.
Now I remember they had the screaming singer, and then they had Dallas Green. He was the sensitive one.
Yeah, City and Color, sensitive one. He would do the crooning, and then the screaming guy would come out and do the screaming, and yeah, they're okay. And then I saw Nelly Furtado, of course, at Blues Fest.
Now, remember when she was more folky and down at home, and then she got a little bit provocative? She's like, I'm selling out. I got to get a little bit funky.
Yeah, her and Timberland, very promiscuous together. Promiscuous girl, promiscuous boy.
She also that Man Eater, not to be confused with the Hall & Oates Man Eater. Yeah.
Yeah, different. Although, was it the same melody?
I think it was different. Hers is more like I don't think she's working off of the Hall & Oates, but I could be incorrect.
No, I think you are right. And but I think that the formative outdoor festival I went to was Riot Fest in Toronto many years ago for my birthday, and I got to see some of my faves there. So that was.
Now this is the thing. You like to rock pretty hard. Now that was surprising to me. Because I don't know a lot of people that kick out the jams to the heavy and hardcore stuff. So who were some of your faves on that particular day?
Well, I mean, that wasn't a metal festival. So on that day I saw the National. And...
No, wait, hold on. Isn't Riot Fest like a punk hardcore festival?
Kind of, but it also it had like the National. It had City and Color was on it. Metric. But I went to see the National and the since then canceled artist Brand New, who was one of my favorites growing up. But that's who I was there to see, so I saw them both on the same day, and that was.
And what would this be? Kind of like art indie pop, like that? That is that what is like this Metric? I remember the one song, and I say I remember, but I don't remember it.
I guess, but also there was like Alkaline Trio and Rise Against, so there was some representation from the harder.
And then did anyone at the end like, guys, we got one last act for you, and the lights go out, and then you just hear "Cut my life into pieces."
That was exactly how it went down. Papa Roach came out, the crowd went wild.
Yeah, they transcend any festival. They could do Heavy Montreal, they could do the Ottawa Blues Fest, they could do Riot. They were on Lilith Fair.
They could do Folk Fest, Lilith Fair.
Yeah. They were on the Folk Fest on the Canal recently. That was their last hit before COVID. They did the festival at the Lachine Canal.
Yeah, everyone in their Adirondack chairs.
Yeah,
rocking out. But if you had to pick if we were talking about a festival that was catered to your nostalgia from when you were in high school, what are we like? Who would be the 5 artists that are on that?
This is interesting because in high school. This has been great too, because for the past week, there's been a lot of music conversation on this show, and I love it. Good. I love it. I was going through like in high school, like, everything that was out that was in, I really didn't care for. Like I remember a friend of mine got me the Limp Bizkit CD, the chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. I don't remember it ever coming out of its wrapper. It's like, it's This guy's 14. He's gonna love this. So I think like there's a real time where like maybe I'm not into what's out there. Everything I found annoying, but then I really got into hair metal.
And we talked about this on that other podcast.
I really got into hair metal. So I would say that, you know, if it was like going back to high school, James, I'd go to that. But as a 34-year-old James, would be like, oof, this sounds like it might, I'm going to see Vince Neil at this festival.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be a spectacle. It would be something to see.
He can't even sing anymore.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
He's wheezing around up there. Like, how do you think it feels to be in his band? Because his band is good. Like, they can play. And when you watch,
I think that for them, it's just like, we got to get through this night. We just got to get through this night.
And job.
And then hopefully tomorrow's show gets canceled and we've already been paid up front. But I guess that it would be some type of, if I was going back to high school, James, probably a hair metal festival.
Who would be the big headliner, and then
I think others. Now, you know, we're using the term big, there's a lot of hyperbole, but I feel like if I'm trying to think about like, okay, I'm putting myself in the shoes of the promoter of this, who's going to be reliable? I think probably Poison is your closer.
Yeah. You're Bret Michaels up there.
I think that Poison, because they're not really known for being like, you know, out of shape or debauchery. Maybe CC DeVille a little bit. I think that they would be on the festival. I think most certainly the current Skid Row lineup would be there.
Yeah.
Sebastian Bach. And then I think you'd probably have I think there's two versions of LA Guns.
Yeah.
They'd be on opposing stages. They'd be
at the same time.
They'd be playing opposite each other. I think, you know, you'd get like Rat would probably be there, but you know, I think Poison is they are the real headliner until they're like, guys, we got a surprise for you. We're gonna bring out another band right now. We're gonna do a song with them. This was one of their songs, and cut my life into, but it's like it's really upbeat. Yeah. Yeah,
it's like shredding. There's a guitar solo going on in the background.
I don't even know if I'd want to be at that festival now. Like, I just imagine, because I think like
crowd would be terrible.
It would be just an absolute nightmare. But then like, because this festival could never get Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi's transcended that.
Yeah, no.
Bon Jovi they followed and changed with the time. I'll tell you what, John Bon Jovi, I think he's lost it as well. I think his pipes are gone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Life. Have you ever seen this video? It's like it's a wedding video.
Oh,
and there's this, he's a guest at a wedding.
Oh no.
And there's this wedding band, and it's so tacky.
Oh.
And this singer, they start playing Living on a Prayer.
Oh no.
And the camera just is like, they're like, it's on John Bon Jovi, and it is some of the most excruciating footage. And then the singer starts like dancing over to him, and he does this. He's like this.
He's like, this is my lot in life.
He's just, you know what he's feeling. He's pressured, and he gets on stage and he starts just mailing in Living on a Prayer, but he won't do the chorus. He'll do do the bridge and everything, and then the chorus takes over. It is some of the most upsetting. Now people are gonna. They left to go listen to Delilah. Now they're gonna leave to listen. But I think if like Bon Jovi would be a great closer.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, do you think you would go to this festival?
No.
Because this festival existed on some level. I think it was called the Rocklahoma Festival. It took place.
I remember that. Yeah.
In Oklahoma. So it was just like hair metal bands. Like everyone was there. The Warrants of the world, things like that. Maybe Mr. Big, Danger, Dawkins,
Whitesnake,
Striper. Yeah, Striper. They were a Christian hair metal band. This might take the cake for favorite segment of the year for me right now. 24 days in,
I mean, that's
and
nice.
I love it. 24 days in, I love talking music on this show. And some people, they can't do it, but Stefan, you can hang in there with the best of them.
I know a little bit about music. I got we exhausted my.
We did it. Yeah, we did it. That was so far. That's in pole position for best guest choice of the night.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully it remains that way. We'll see.
I think it's going to be hard to knock it off of its pole position there. Stefan, one more time, where can people find your podcast? What is it, and what special episode is coming up?
It's called Some Good Friends. It's on Apple podcasts and Spotify podcasts. And the 50th episode came out today, so you can check that out. Changed the format a little bit. It used to be character based, used to be a complete comedy Bang Bang ripoff. Now it is more improv based. I do it with my team Succulents for 3PO. We just lost 3PO, so this is our consolation prize, doing a podcast together. So that'll be back next week. It comes out every Monday or Tuesday. And thanks for honoring me by letting me choose my topic. And thanks for having me on.
Stefan, my kind of guy. Thank you for doing it. And thank you for being here. Congratulations on 50 episodes.
Thank you.
That is Stefan Spec. I said off the top, I said, this is my kind of guy. Some people might disagree. If that segment didn't turn the tide for you, you got something wrong. You don't like it? Go listen to Delilah right now. If you got something on your heart, you put Delilah on. What other show is going to be talking about Striper? Come on now. Speaking of Christian rock, let's welcome our next guest. She's coming to us by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, aka Canada's funniest city, the best comedians from Toronto. Let's please welcome the one and the only Racquel Belmonte. Racquel, how's it going?
James, we're back, baby.
We're back. We did it. Look at this. The dream team. What everyone's talking about is when are they going to do improv again? When are they going to make everyone in the audience uncomfortable? Guess what? Soon. I don't know. When are Racquel and James going to get on stage and talk about emissions of a certain kind, a certain sexual? Now, Racquel, that must have been, I don't want to put thoughts or words in your brain, but given the fact I'm not particularly crass on this show, that must have been a bit of a shift in maybe your interpretation of me. Once I get on stage, it got a little blue.
Sure, but I wasn't upset by it. Are you kidding me? You're speaking my language.
I appreciate that.
However, I will say I thought that I would do something different tonight, if that's okay. I'm not going to talk
your choice.
About...
It's guest choice.
I love that you're in a hot, saucy mood, because maybe that'll balance out my what do I want to call myself right now? I'm feeling like
fiery.
I feel like someone's watching me. I feel like I'm in trouble.
Okay. Would you like to expand on that?
James, I'd love to expand on that. Thank you for asking. This is a segment that I'd like to call "What's the third thing that's going to happen to Racquel this week?" Okay.
So we're making some predictions, if I understand correctly.
I was hoping that you would, I come to you for everything.
Yeah, which is, I don't know if it's the best idea, but it's an idea.
It's working, I think. Anyway, okay, listen, I had a tumble. I took a tumble the other day, but prior to that, no, you know what? I don't want to start there. See, I rewound. That never happened.
I think that find noise in Canadian history. I don't want to speak for the south of the border. We'll say Canadian.
I feel like it wasn't as bad as you're making it seem.
Fair. You know what? I'm a harsh critic of Foley noises.
And this is why I respect you. Okay, so listen, I believe things happen in threes. I was taught that at a very young age for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe my parents are superstitious. Who's to say? When I went home for the holidays, James, I slipped on a patch of ice and injured my tailbone. It was insane. I had never had a tailbone injury like that before in my life. You want to know how I had to ice my tailbone, James?
Well, I think I saw an image of this on the Instagram mobile app.
Right, because I posted a picture of my ass on Instagram. It's true, I did, fans.
Well,
and you'll never see
it
again.
I want to take this off course a little bit, right?
Fine.
Now, thirst traps fascinate me.
Yeah.
When you posted that, look, from the perspective of a woman, if I post a picture of my ass,
whoa, spicy daddy.
No one.
Come out.
Thank you. I now have a new nickname. Every once in a while, the spicy daddy comes out, and he's ashamed of it once the broadcast ends. if I do that, no one's going to answer. I'm aware of that. When you posted that, were you thinking like, I think this is a funny picture to post, but I know that I'm going to get some responses.
You want to know something?
Mhm.
I didn't have many thoughts when I posted it because I was very, very stoned. But I did get some responses, some real cool ones too. People that I hadn't talked to or hooked up with in a while reached out to me and said, "Uh-oh, what happened?" Like, shut up.
Is that the voice
myself.
Is that the voice that you read it in? Uh-oh, what happened?
No, all of my exes sound like that. They're adult babies. Anyways, enough about them.
Okay.
Back
So
to my ass.
Okay, you fell on your derriere.
I fell on my derriere, good French. And but I guess I asked you a question. Guess how I had to ice my butt? It wasn't what you think, because the way you saw in the picture, it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
And I don't know if I totally recall the method. What was it?
I had to stick an ice pack between my fucking butt cheeks. I didn't mean to swear. It was such an unnecessary F word. I had to stick, my butt's so big, James, and I'm not doing this to be like, oh, Racquel wants to talk about her butt. No, I have
it's your choice. It's your choice.
My body, my choice. And my ass is huge. No,
your segment, your choice.
Fine with it, but I had to literally every night for like a month stick a fucking ice pack like in between my cheeks, right in between, and I couldn't sit because that was uncomfortable. I had to like sort of like, I don't know, like kind of sit like a cat. It was insane. It was insane. I felt like a crazy person. For 1 month I had to do that. All healed. I had a massive bruise. Yeah.
For a month?
Yeah, man.
You're making an ice pack sandwich with your ass?
Yes, my ass cheeks had to hold it into place. It was, how else could I get to my tailbone?
Wait, so you had to put your hands behind your back and hold it into place?
No, my butt cheeks are, so you're not, James, you're not listening to me. My butt is so big and sturdy that it was holding the ice pack.
The big and sturdy sounds like a new fast food franchise burger.
We should, you know what? That's a good idea, James. We should go into business. The buns
that's a Burger King item. Come on down to get and I'd be in that commercial. I'd make my return to the Burger King ads.
Oh yeah. Hey,
come on down to BK for the new big and sturdy.
Oh, that was good. James, we got to get you on the phone.
Racquel, I need you to get me work. We'll talk about that off air. Okay. So you fell down.
Fell and healed. Fell and healed.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday. I didn't even leave. Okay. So it's snowing in Toronto. Big deal. Blah, blah, blah. It's cold here. Who cares? I got a brand new pair of boots. They're beautiful. They're great. I look amazing in them. I didn't even leave my house yet. I put these boots on. I was like, oh, I feel strong. Like, you know how when you know that you're not going to slip outside, you just feel that confidence?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not much. I think I've slipped maybe once in the past 20 years. And I did it because I was running across the street from a diner at my place. I was so excited to eat a Greek pita that I was running home to eat it and I slipped and I fell.
Wow. Wait, is that the diner that we went to?
Oh, this was a different diner. This is a different one.
Yeah. You're all about diners and I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm basically Montreal's answer to Guy Fieri.
Oh, I love Guy Fieri.
I
have a pillow of him. We'll talk about that another time.
All right. Well, hey, look, it's your segment, your choice.
No. I want to try and stay on one track because I what is this? Jesus Christ. Anyways,
don't worry about our production chat, Racquel.
It stresses me out.
I'll tell you what, it's all episode long. I'm laser focused on you, your segment, your body, your choice.
Thank you so much. Okay, so back to my body and my choice. So I had my outfit on. I was like, yeah, Racquel, let's go. I felt sturdy and I walked up
through what the outfit was.
Oh my God, James, my winter chic looks here are fantastic. I have a puffy, super puff jacket that looks like I'm wearing a sleeping bag. It's because I'm very short. The jacket touches my ankles. It's cool. It's cute. The boots, beautiful. They have fur on them, which is very bougie and whatever. And I had on Burberry earmuffs. Why? Because I'm trash. And also I had on a mask. I had on an Adidas mask.
Right.
Okay. You got all that?
Yeah. I just like that you slipped in with because I'm trash and then moved along like it was nobody's business.
Exactly. Okay. So anyways, I didn't even leave my house yet. I walked up the flight of stairs that are here and I realized, I forgot something. Before I could even think about turning around, I like half turned around and I fell down all the stairs. I counted. There are 12 stairs.
Okay.
I fell all the way down the stairs. It wasn't even like you fell halfway down. I fell the whole way down the stairs. Nobody heard me.
It was like Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
Yeah, and it probably looked really similar because Joe Pesci and I he could play my dad in something for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be good casting. But the question is, when you landed and you got up, did you go?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I did. That's my voice print and everything. Great work. But yeah, it sucked. Anyhow, I have a massive bruise on my ass, and I thought, what would the fans of At Home at James like?
Hold on.
Did
you hold on now? Did you just call the show At Home at James?
No way, did I?
We're gonna rewind the tape at the end of this program to see what was truly said.
No need, because I'm gonna rewind myself. That was good.
You got me.
That was good.
The night of callbacks. Wait until end of the episode. We'll get more Papa Roach in here.
Oh God. My dad for some reason loves that song you were singing before. Like I could hear him listening to it on his headphones because he watches like YouTube music videos. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I have a massive bruise on my ass and I wanted to show everybody. It's my segment, my choice.
I don't know. Racquel, I don't know if we can do this.
Let me show my ass. Ask the chat.
We're getting a production note right now by way of a shaking head. I don't think you can show your backside.
That's bullshit. I'm not going to show hole. That's the part that makes it dirty. I'm not going to show my asshole.
Could you?
I should.
I should. Assume. Okay. Can you maybe, what about this? First, can you show us where it is if you keep your pants on?
I mean,
first time I've ever need to ask that of a guest.
Fine, I can show you.
But you got to keep your pants on, Racquel.
Okay. My ass starts here, okay?
Sure.
That's where it starts?
Yeah.
Right here.
Racquel, I don't think we can expose that on the air.
First, I can't show my feet. Then I can't talk about cum. Now I can't show my ass?
Well, don't forget, you also can no longer come on the show with pictures of penises, which is another thing you try to do.
I almost sent pictures of my ass because I've been documenting the bruise. Of course I am. Of course I am, James. Anyways, I was going to send those, but I was like, no, everyone's going to get too horny. So I do when I look at it, I'm like, whoa, where's that? Oh no, she looks hurt. Whatever. That had nothing to anyhow. I think we should leave it up to the fans because the fans are the ones who are watching the show.
Look, I have no problem asking the audience who's watching right now tonight, was frankly one of our best audiences in some time.
Great.
If they would like to see the bruise, but I don't think we can show it, but we can ask the question. So folks, we'll put the question to you. If you're watching live right now on Twitch, would you like to see Racquel's bruise that could possibly get us banned from this channel?
Oh,
right away,
would be so
right away, we've got coming this immediate, we've got totes. There's also yes. And then my personal favorite quote, show the ass.
Okay. I love the chat. I wish I understood Twitch so I could communicate with them. I was nervous that someone would say
talk
no.
to them right now.
So I should show my ass?
No, you can't, Racquel. You can't show your backside. I know it's your body. It's your choice. It's your segment. It's your choice. But I just think we need to think about this as part of a larger picture, that if you do this now, that's a short-term victory for a long-term problem, meaning the channel loses its broadcast privileges.
Okay, fine. Then I guess I'll go back to what I was initially coming on to ask you. What's the third thing that's going to happen to me?
Well, I think that, if we think about the first two things, right? It sounds like you've injured Racquel. Don't worry about the production chat. Don't even focus on the production chat.
No, I'm writing something in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm focusing on the production chat because you've just cursed at our production team. Well, within a cool, slangy way.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like, you fell on your backside. You hurt your tailbone. You fell on your backside. You bruised your bottom. Side
of my bottom. If I showed you, you would know exactly where. But anyway.
Yeah. It sounds like if we're going with the rule of three, which applies to, comedy as well as celebrity deaths,
Sure.
I think something is going to happen to your backside, causing another injury.
But what? I've been so careful.
Okay, but let's think about what are things that you commonly do, and then we can deduce the most possible and likely scenarios by way of risk management, right? It's almost like I'm an insurance firm. If you tell me, why go skydiving, you might be less likely to be insured because you're putting yourself at risk. So if you tell me kind of your daily routines or activities that you like, we can try to figure out ways in which you might possibly injure your backside.
Okay. I'll take you through a day. Let's go through a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wake up to my alarm at 10 a.m. Hit snooze when I realize I have nothing to wake up for. Fall asleep for a couple more hours. Get up, forget to eat. I'll take my vitamin. I have to take a multivitamin, and I have to take my iron pill, and I have to take it with orange juice. So I do that. Sometimes I fall back asleep. Sometimes if I have stuff to do during the day, I'll go do that. Like today, I had to record a bunch of auditions. So I went straight to my room, recorded my auditions. Then what do I do after I record my auditions? I did some dishes. I did some housework. Then I thought, let's go. Let's get out of the house. Let's do groceries. You were in bed for too long, Missy. So I took this ass all the way to the... I hated the way I said that. I'm so sorry.
It's better the use of the word this over that. I think this made it a little bit classier.
I took this ass straight to the market and I bought some fruit. Oh, I brought fruit. That's for me for later. Anyways, I bought fruit and I bought, oh my God, what did I buy? I bought mushrooms. What the fuck? I feel like I left to buy, I left to buy birthday gifts. I had to buy some birthday gifts. So I walked down Bloor Street. For those of you who don't understand Toronto, shame on you. Bloor is one of the main streets and I live off of it. If you look for me, I'll kill you.
Well, see, this is why we didn't want you to show your backside on the show. Then you'd have people banging on your door for that ass.
Okay. Anyways, focus. So I'll do that. And then sometimes I'll go, what else do I do? I'll get coffee, but I didn't because things are closed.
Well, it sounds like you're mostly at risk of falling again. Because again, you're not putting yourself, it's not like, if like you were like, I got to go to the gym or I'm hanging out with people at this thing. It seems like right now your backside is in good shape of avoiding this third, tragedy.
Yes. Then finally I come home and I make the first meal of the day because I forgot to eat all day. And I don't like it and I choke it down and I do at home with James. And then I get super high and I watch TV. That's what I do.
I'm gonna
sucks.
No, it's fine. It's people would watch this and go, it sounds like you got an easygoing life. I think that you're exercising some great risk management in that I don't think you're cruising for another bruising.
Okay, there's one more thing I didn't mention that I do, but I didn't want to be gross tonight.
Okay, well, what if you just try to clean it up?
Like the sentence I'm about to say?
Sure. But again, your segment, your choice.
I also sometimes go to the house of the person who penetrates me. Oh, I hated that. That was worse than me saying that.
Well, I mean, look, I think that...
Hold on a sec.
Oh, there's more?
No, I walk home though, and that's like a 30-minute walk because I have to get my steps in. That was yesterday. That's why I thought I was going to fall the whole time. And it turns out I didn't. It was when I got home and in my house and then left again. That's when I fell.
Okay, so I was going to say that, how can I put this into words? Intimate accidents happen from time to time, but it sounds like you're in the clear there. No, I'm not gonna repeat the P word that you said.
I didn't mean to. I didn't like it. You're talking to me as if I cared for what I had said.
I don't think anybody liked it. I don't think anyone liked it. But I think that
ask the chat.
It sounds like, okay, chat, did you like the use of penetration by way of Racquel Belmonte? Let us know. The voting starts now.
Yes.
It sounds like, okay, well, coming in from the chat immediately, quote, don't hate, penetrate.
I have fans. Don't mess with me. Not you, but like that's like a general don't mess with me.
I would never dare. Also coming in from the chat, quote, revolt, show the ass. Here's the
just
thing.
say I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. How much more time do I have left?
We've got 30 seconds left.
No, that's not true.
Racquel,
I've been
this
on
is
for
what I
2
want to
minutes.
say. I want to make a prediction that I don't think you're going to fall again. I think that you've learned your lessons, and I think that you're probably going to be living a very cautious life.
But James, then it's going to be uneven. Bad things can happen in two. You know what I mean? I think, what if it's a metaphorical fall? What if I fall in love?
Oh,
you know how much I don't.
Ask first.
How else am I going to get there? She's
Yeah.
going to help me. That's how I'm going to get to where I got to get.
Some people, when they're like, I saw that person walking and we locked eyes and we fell in love right away. That will be that, but it will be someone staring at your backside.
Listen, okay, remember the psychic I went to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't go again, but I took my friend whenever she was in town recently, and she gave me this. This is a love stone. I don't even know what it is, but it's a love stone. And she put it in my hand and she looked at me. She goes, ha, 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 ha. Is this what you wanted? And I was like, Is this a love stone? And she goes, yes, and laughed and walked away. And I was like, why do you guys keep doing this to me?
Maybe there's a future for this guy that you've been seeing who's got the same name as your brother.
See, that would be bad. That would be bad falling. So maybe I should just cut it off now. That was it. See, this is why I come to you for advice.
Mm-hmm.
This is why, because you're perfect.
Well, I appreciate that. And I would like to say the same thing about you, Racquel. And I think that's why we get along, because perfect understands.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm adjusting.
Okay. I got very nervous.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay. Everyone got a bit of a tease.
Bad. It's bad. It's a really bad bruise. It's
Racquel,
funny.
the best thing I can say is post it on Instagram. Where can people find you on Instagram?
No, I'm not posting it on Instagram. I have ants on there.
All right. Well, that concludes this.
No, please don't. Why do you do it every time? We always end on a weird note.
No, it's not weird.
Let me put a button on it. Let me put a button on it and let me give the people what they want.
No, Racquel, we're going to get banned.
Can I show you a picture of the bruise?
It's the same. No,
it's not. I can make it look like it's my thigh. I promise. What are you talking about? Give me a sec.
Folks, I want to thank Racquel Belmonte for being here so much. Now, this is the thing. Racquel is now off air, and I will say that was not my doing. That was tonight's technical director who, look, Racquel, I think you're back on the air now. Now you're off. Guys, look, here's the thing.
Wait, am I back?
I know that people wanted to see Racquel's backside. Look, you don't think I get it? People have been cooped up at home for years and years. They've been without, the touch or the temptation of another. So the idea of someone showing their battered and bruised butt on this show was really salacious. But look, guys, I know that people don't know this. This is a kids show. And I try to keep it on track for the kids and the youngsters out there. So not only would that have been tough for the kids, but it would have been tough for the Twitch censors that would scrub this episode and this channel. That would have been how this whole production would have gone out. It would have been the last episode ever, and it would have been by way of a mooning live on the air. Folks, let's welcome our third and final guest. He's the reason why Racquel was taken off screen. It's tonight's technical director. It's Andy Assaf. Andy, I really got to say, I appreciate you looking out for the show.
James, I need to protect you and the show and the audience from possible bannage. That is part of my job, my duty as a technical director.
We're not on OnlyFans right now.
No.
You can't even show bare feet on Twitch.
Look, I famously made you an OnlyFans, James, which people can subscribe. It's still active.
Yeah, famously.
$43 a month. James sees none of that money.
Which I've never seen a penny.
No,
of
of course not. But James, I'm not going to let your main income source, this show, go down just because Racquel wanted to show her ass. That's not going to happen. Not on my watch, at least. Maybe Dave or Dimitri can let that happen. But
now I appreciate that. Now you brought up Dave and Dimitri. Now let's pull the curtains back a little bit. You, the three of you comprise our technical director production team. You guys, now this is not a bit that we do This show is in your hands every week, and I couldn't thank you enough for it. Last week on Wednesday, which is your scheduled day, and we'll get to that in a second. Prior to Wednesday, on Tuesday, you said, James, I think I might need a replacement for tomorrow because my computer's on the fritz. And I said, let's check in tomorrow, see how things are going, but it shouldn't be a problem. Wednesday rolls around. I say, Andy, how are things looking for tonight? Now, again, on Tuesday, you said, quote, my computer's been on the fritz. The next day, you said, quote, I'm busy. And then you added it was like an emoji of tools. Now, of course you were busy or you were on the fritz, one or the other. I came on the air last Wednesday. Dave took over, and this is what I'm going to confront you with. I have reason to believe. This is not a joke. I talked about it on Wednesday, and I talked about it on Friday. And I said on Friday when Dimitri was here that I was going to confront you live on the air.
Please.
I think that on Tuesday, when you said your computer was on the fritz, it was a lie. I think it was a lie, and I think it was an innocent lie and I wouldn't have thought that until the next day when you said, I'm busy, and you posted tool emojis. Now, Andy, I said this live on the air. Anyone who watched last Wednesday and Friday, they know what I'm about to say. Andy, I believe that your computer was fine, but you were having sex on Wednesday night.
James, I wish that was the case. But sadly, James, I hate to do this, but my computer was actually broken. And
now I'm going to ask this. Coming in from the chat right now, this is speaking to two levels of your reasons. The first level being the computer's on the fritz. A legendary viewer of the show, High Score Run, writes, virus from all those websites Andy visits. So this person's, I think, accusing you of either downloading corrupted files off of LimeWire.
Pornography,
Yeah, or pornography. Naive Adventures writes, how was the poontang, Andy?
Look, to High Score Run, I wish you were there to help troubleshoot, okay? Geek Squad over here. Now, hold on a second. I don't want to ruin my segment here, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the choice. This show's going, James, as they say on Hockey Night in Canada, overtime.
If this was Law and Order, okay, boom. And
if this is Law and Order, this would be Special Victims Unit.
Okay, well, the law part is done, right? You just booked me. You pointed your gun at me. I froze. I'm like, damn it, you caught me. But then we get to the order part where you're actually interviewing me, right, about the crime that supposedly happened. And of course,
where you're going with this.
I'm the mulligan, James, because if I was the one who did it, why would I have a broken hard drive right here that broke on me minutes before I needed it? Not only that, James, I exhibit to the court. Hold on a second. I just don't want to ruin my segment here. That took off all that. But okay, you know what? Here, I'm going to bring this on screen. Here is a order, James. An order for a brand new hard drive that I placed mere days ago, which should arrive tomorrow. Okay. So, James, I submit that to the court.
Okay, so if this was not having Law and Order Special Victims Unit, as you mentioned, the arrest. So this is part of the episode where I've interrogated you. I leave the interrogation box. One of the other detectives says, do you like this guy for it?
Ignore the Quebec flag, by the way.
If I was the detective, I would say, this guy's a sicko, but he's not our guy.
Exactly. And then we'd go to the first person who you wouldn't expect, which was Racquel Belmonte, who was just throwing fish out of the back of a truck or whatever. And he was like, that Andy guy, yeah, he's a real sicko. But she was the real sicko the whole time.
Yeah, and then Racquel takes off running to evade arrest. She slips on the fish and destroys her derriere in the process.
Her giant ass, as she put it. She put it that way. Way. Okay, book me for another
coming in from the chat's running wild right now.
They are. I thought I was excited when Racquel was like, "Chat, should I do it?"
But this might be, and I'm not lying right now. This might be a top 5 episode. This might be a top.
As far as chat's concerned, they are horny tonight.
I'm having a great time tonight because there's a lot of shows where I don't. Coming in from Abel Abe, we've got quote. Anyone can fake a broken hard drive. So I guess the question is it a hard drive that was broken or did you break a condom?
James, I wish I honestly, I wish I fathered a child out of wedlock instead of breaking my hard drive. I had a gig that was online. We all work online now. That was like 3 hours out from when this happened, right? And I was just going everywhere. My computer just wouldn't work. So, James, if I could have done the show on Wednesday, I would have. I realized once I disconnected the hard drive, my computer started working again.
Yeah.
But at that time, that's why I showed you all the screws and I was taking the hard drive out.
I understand.
Here it is.
So that explains
I will send it to anyone in the chat. They can go through all the files.
That explains the tools emoji. Now let's get into the actual reason for the computer injury, if we want to call it that. Again, this chat is
now that the jury's out.
This most repulsive things ever written in the chat. Coming again from Naive Adventures. Andy, you masturbated so hard that the computer fell and broke. It is a great but repulsive comment.
James, I would like to plead the fifth out of the
suggestion
of my lawyer for fear of incriminating myself. I think you should throw this out. Yeah.
I believe that you were not having sex last Wednesday.
If I was, James, I would tell you.
All right, well, Andy, it's guest's choice.
Yeah, this was an interesting entrapment, James. Hey, Andy, it's gonna be fun tonight. Everyone gets to choose what they want to talk about, and then you corner me, James.
Look, we had to get to the bottom of it, and even though it's guest choice night, I promised the lively, at-home universe, the homeowners, as I call them, the homers, as they've also been known as, that I was going to confront you. So I had to, as a Turbo Man said, always keep your promises if you want to keep your friends. And the other promise that I want to keep in order to keep my friends is it's guest's choice night. Even though you're a very, very valued member of this team, you are a guest tonight. So what is your choice?
Okay, James. Well, we'll pivot from that witch trial, that witch hunt that we just witnessed. No, James. I don't know about you, James. But do you like food?
I love it. You know I do.
I know you do. I've eaten food with you. One of the things that we love doing, James, correct me if I'm wrong, is going out for a nice meal out on the town.
Yeah. We've gone on some really great friend lunch dates.
Yeah. It's some of my favorite moments of our friendship have been sitting across from each other at a diner style table eating some delicious grub. So here's one thing.
We've done it all. We've had Chinese food. We've had Vietnamese food. We've had Australian and or New Zealand meat pies. We've had poutine.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Australian pies. Those are really good. So James, here's the thing, and you guys alluded to it earlier in the last segment, which set this up perfectly, that you love some good diner food. I'm correct in stating that.
Yeah.
Here's one thing, James. Since I moved to Toronto, food in Toronto, I will have to admit it, and I've said this, I think I've said this on the show, it's a hot take of mine, much better in Toronto than Montreal.
Okay.
I think Montreal is overall a bad food city. Bad pizza, bad sushi, bad, like the average thing you'll get, pretty bad. No reaction. Interesting. So
I'm listening.
But let me finish. One thing Quebec does do well, okay, that I do genuinely miss, okay, is buckets of slop for us piggy boys who like to slap our seal hands together and wait for
what the hell are you talking about?
The trash food to hit the table. I'm talking about diner food, James.
Okay.
Quebec's diners are or casse-croûtes or whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
They're unmatched.
Yep.
So I wanted tonight to do this fun little experiment with you. I see disagree in the chat, but well, let's move past the Toronto food, okay? It doesn't matter. James, I asked you earlier before we got on tonight if you knew what an S tier list was.
Yeah, an S tier list. I had no idea. I Googled it and I still didn't understand.
So, I don't know if the chat sound off if you guys know what an S tier list is. It's a popular kind of meme, like Twitch thing. I've seen it online a lot. It's basically a ranking table where you'll rank things from F being the worst up to A being the best, but there's a tier above A, which is S tier, which is the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're still following?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, well, this will illuminate things for you, James, because on screen I'm going to bring it on to you now. We're going to make it your S tier.
Okay.
For Quebec's finest cuisine.
Okay. So this is fun. Look, back in the early days of At Home, we loved lists. We had a variety of lists. We had the 50 most unpopular opinions list. Mm-hmm. We've done a bunch of lists on this show. It's nice to see the lists back in the saddle again.
So this is, we're going to be doing a list here. So this is an example of an S list, as you can see, right? S is the top. I think it's from anime. I don't know. Video games sometimes. I'm not going to get into the history of S lists because I just do not care.
You want to talk about anime, you bring Mark Rowland on the show.
I thought about it. I thought about bringing Mark Rowland on to do an S tier list of like board games, but we'll do that another time.
And on another channel too.
But tonight, I think this will be much more in your interests. We are going to S tier list all these foods down here, which are foods that are popularly available at your Quebec style establishments. I'm talking Casse-Croûtes. I'm talking the Green Spot in St. Henry. I'm talking even like most Belle Provinces will carry many of these items. Some specialty items on this list. Some specialty items, but these are the foods that I kind of miss the most, that you go to one of these restaurants that have 87 things on the menu.
Sure.
So yeah. I think we should go through these foods and we should rank them based off of what we think is S tier, what we think is the best you could absolutely order here, and the absolute worst.
Now, coming in from the chat once again from Andrew Mackay, quote, I don't think he was masturbating last week.
Oh, God.
He was probably S-listing his favorite Smash Bros characters. So he absolves you of being a sex freak, but accuses you of being a nerd.
I mean, look, that accusation is probably worse than the original accusation.
All right, let's get back to the task at hand. Now,
let's Andy, masturbate on something else here.
You're guide me through the items. You're guiding me here.
I'm guiding you through, okay? And we're gonna go through all these items. You know, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna talk food. Yeah. And I know that chat gets really heated about food, so they
love food on this show.
So they might push back, but this is your list, so I'm only gonna guide you.
They love food, and they love accusing you of sex.
Okay, well, hey. We'll get to that later.
Yep.
James, this is your list, so you make the final call. I will just guide you and add to the conversation and maybe push back on certain points. But it's ultimately up to you to rank these things, okay? And good luck, because maybe chat will hate you for some of these.
All right. So, well, look, food is subjective, but let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start it off with a classic. Here's our first one. Can you see it on screen, okay? The images are a little small.
Yeah, the images are a little small. Is this first image, if I see correctly, is this a submarine sandwich?
Close. No, this is a classic steamy hot dog, all dressed.
Okay. So I mean, look.
Or as Yoga Marg put in the chat, hot steamy shoo-shoo.
Yeah, I mean, look. Now, are we able to shuffle these as time goes along?
So we're gonna put these in one of these tiers here.
But now, can things be bumped down after?
Sure. After it's your list.
Yeah, I think right away you have to go Steamy's top cheese. You have to go Steamy's top cheese.
You think Steamy is S tier, as in the name?
I believe if we're talking about places like Belle Province, the New System, whether it's New System Barbecue, New System Beaubien, you're talking about Green Spot, you're talking about DeCarry Hot Dog. Steamies have to go number one.
Okay, now I
could go on forever, baby.
Do they de-rank, James, in your opinion, if they're not all dressed, if they're plain? Like,
I'm going to rank it the way that I take it, which is simplement moutarde chou. Pas d'oignon, pas du relish.
Well, this kind of looks like maybe it could be moutarde chou in this picture. So
yeah, no,
you know what? I will push back on that.
The classic steamé all dress is mustard, coleslaw, relish, and onion. So look, that I'm still gonna put it up in the S tier. Coming in from a great friend of mine, Dave Jansen's, the Montreal Pool Room. Of course,
I remember when we went to the Montreal Pool Room. That was a fun discovery. I didn't even know about it.
This sounds horrifying. A high score run, hot dog with all onions. So an onion covered hot dog.
Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know.
I'm going
But you're going to keep it S tier. You think it's
I'm keeping
off
S tier,
the top?
Off the top.
We're going hot. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting.
Because you said diner, but this seems more like Quebecois greasy spoon.
Yeah, that is the genuine vibe. Because this is something that I can't find in Toronto in the same way I can find in Quebec.
If you don't put it in S, I will kill you.
Oh my God, James! Like I said, this is your tier list. I won't interfere here. I might push back on certain things. To try to sway you, but I won't put. I won't.
Top of the poll.
Okay, it's at S. You see it here? It's at S. Great. Let's move on. James. We still got 12 more items here.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the classic hamburger.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the deal. I think that hamburgers at all these greasy spoons are kind of the same. They tend to be a little bit overcooked. The classic Quebecois all-dressed diner burger also features choux, coleslaw. I'm going to say right now, I'm not even going to put the burger on this list.
You think it's off list?
I'm saying it's off list.
Okay, so
and look, I'm saying this right now. We got Yoga Marg in the chat says F. If I was putting it anywhere, it would be F. I'm not even putting the greasy spoon burger on the list.
Let's put this in hell right here. We're gonna make a new one right here. Oh no, I just changed F. Hold on, I don't know how to do this. This is F. Great.
Oh no.
And then this is hell. And we're putting it in hell.
Look, let's keep going through the items. I'm going to see if the burger even makes this list.
Okay. So hold on a second. Let me just reformat this so everyone can still see our images here.
Yep.
But we're going to move on to the Greek salad, James.
The Greek salad. It's not on the list.
So I did not expect this to be so black and white
here's
for
the
you.
Thing. It might make the list later on, but again, right now, it's not even on the list for me. What's the next item?
You're putting the Greek salad in hell.
Put it in hell for now. I like it.
You want a healthy option when you go to Green Spot. Sometimes you're like not feeling meat. You're not feeling bread.
Look, here, I've had salads. I'll get the Greek salad if it comes with like a chicken fillet. But when I think of greasy spoon, I ain't thinking about the Greek salad. That's like going to a prostitute, asking her to read you a bedtime story and have her tell her that she loves you.
Okay, I won't push
know that
back
better than I could. What's the next
James,
item?
next up we got Pizza Getty. Pizza Getty, James. This is for the maximalist. When you just want slop on slop, you're going for Pizza Getty. So this is a pizza made. This isn't your freaking fourth man in the fire here in Toronto, as made famous by the Super Bowl commercial with Mike Myers and freaking Garth.
Pizza Getty.
This is your pretty standard shit pizza with a splash of probably canned spaghetti on top.
I'll tell you right now, Pizza Getty, I don't like it. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. So this is what I'm going to say.
But is it S tier?
It's not S tier.
No, it's definitely S tier.
Get a load of this. Just because I'm going to reserve those top spots, put it in F right now.
Okay, so you love it, yet it's going in F?
It might go higher. Look, I want to hear all the items first.
Okay.
I'm fired up. This is one of the feistiest episodes of all time right now.
Moving on. We
got me and Stefan are talking about Papa Roach. Racquel wants to show dad ass. And then we're talking about Pizza Getty.
Okay, here we go. So
that would be if there was an at home with James Tribond question. That's what it would be. The answers would be at home with James. The answer is Pizza Getty, Racquel's ass, Papa Roach with Stefan. What's the next food item?
Next up, from Dimitri's homeland, Esfaristopoli, Greece, let's go. It's the souvlaki. Now, this is a traditional Middle Eastern sandwich that for some reason is available at pretty much 90% of the Quebec establishments. It's a C. It's a solid C. You got good protein. It's very satiating.
Yeah, that ziti,
but it's not your go-to every time.
It's not my go-to. That's when you really want to get creamy. Put that Greek pita.
Now, you say creamy. I think you should bump it up to B because I don't think many of these foods you can call creamy.
This is for now. We might shuffle.
Okay. Next up, we got a classic breakfast. So I think this should just be for kind of a broad thing here. So we're talking beans on toast. We're talking those weird potato hash. We're talking about creton, the shitty fruit that they add to it that no one really eats. We're talking, eggs, how you like them, bacon, sausage, ham, whatever kind of addition.
Here's the thing: it's never that great, but at a diner, as the kids say, it hits different. I want you to put that breakfast at D right now.
Okay.
Or delightful.
Okay, yeah, I think
delicious.
I think D is a little harsh on it.
How about this for déjeuner?
Okay, James, what if I put it this way? If this was a Vieux Saint Laurent breakfast right after an improv rehearsal,
if it's a Vieux Saint Laurent breakfast, I got to go to the bathroom halfway through. Let's continue on the list.
All right, actually, we'll do this one first. This is classic poutine.
Poutine's got to go A.
This is A. I think that's a solid A. I think you're right.
You gotta go A.
Look, we're filling up the list. It's kind of well balanced here.
Yeah, things might get bumped off this list. Okay.
Okay, and now we're going into a modification of the poutine, which I think should be. I don't know if we should make this. No, actually, later we have it differently. We'll add that.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not putting modified poutine on the list.
This is a specialty poutine, so we're talking. And Green Spot is famous for you have your like farmer's one, or you have one with like mushrooms, or you have one with fucking caviar, whatever you want on it. So this is just, we're doing a broad kind of umbrella because we don't have all day here. A poutine that's not a poutine, but not a smoked meat poutine, which will be next. Where are you placing like your specialty poutines, your bonkies?
Look, if this is James's list, it's not on the list. And I love a smoked meat poutine, but I'm not going to put it on the list because if you make me choose between one or the two forever, I'm going traditional.
So you want to put this in hell. I mean, in chat, they're also saying capital crime.
Look, the chat has been aligned almost with every one of my choices.
Okay.
I'm saying put it. We've already got poutine as represented.
I personally like a modified poutine every now and then when poutine gets a little old.
Yeah,
if I want a little bit of veggie in there, or a little protein.
You're a kinky guy.
It is a kinky move. You are not wrong about that.
Coming in from the chat, quote from Yoga Marg, that poutine is more dangerous than that ass.
It will also exit that ass. Moving on, we got a smoked meat poutine. So this, I think, deserves its own category because this is a Quebec delicacy.
Look,
we got smoked meat, which is a traditional kind of,
there's already poutine
people are very
on the list.
proud of it.
Poutine's on the list. I'm not doubling up on
you
poutine.
Don't feel like a smoked meat specifically enhances the poutine keeping within the poutine spirit.
The only thing but that's like saying should cheeseburger and hamburger be on the list twice?
Maybe it should.
It should. Well, not on this list. The only thing I'll do is you can put the picture of it beside the poutine, but I'm gonna put it in hell.
You want it in hell, okay?
Poutine's already on. I love it, but it's already poutine is represented.
You either get your own slot on this list or you're in hell. Interesting, James. Very interesting. I think this is very relieving of the way your psychology works, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, this is kind of a tough picture to make up, but this is fish and chips. I found this picture.
I put it in hell right away.
This is an older man serving it, but wait, let me set this up because look how proud he is. I feel like when you get a fish and chips. Am I putting the guy on the list?
I'm going to put the guy just because he's friendly in the B spot.
I picked this specifically because, James, fish and chips, when you order at a restaurant that isn't specifically a fish and chip restaurant, there is sort of a pride there that, hey, we made a fish and chips at a place that has no business even dealing with fish.
I'll tell you what right now. You're speaking to the interest of everyone. This ain't no John Lennon power to the people. This is the James McGee list, and the fish and chips. If I ain't putting the hamburger on the list, the fish and chips right here in the chat. James is right. Hit the road. There's no fish and chips.
All
on
right,
the list.
This is going to hell along with this nice old man who worked all night battering the fish, but that's fine.
Special honors to the old man.
All right. Next up, I put this picture. This is going to be a blanket picture for just dessert. So we're talking your like coffee cake. We're talking your cheesecake. We're talking.
No, I can't. Dessert's not going to make the list. It doesn't top anything because what am I going to put a rice pudding on the list?
James, I'm sorry.
I look, you, Andy, you know me. I love
James, no,
desserts,
I'm sorry. I've sat by while you've besmirched a healthy alternative like Greek salad, while you said there is no poutine, not even smoked meat poutine. All of it belongs in hell except for classic poutine. Fine. You put this nice old man who worked all night on this fish. He's burning in hell right now. But I've seen you, James. I've seen you order a table d'hote. And by the end of the meal, you go, oh, look at this. This is a cake A nice little coffee tart. A nice little millefeuille.
It's a Black Forest cake that's comparable to any type of Vachon lunch treat.
Yet you eat it. So I'm just simply, again, this is your list, but I'm nudging you to.
It's not going to make the list.
I've always seen you finish it.
I will eat it. I'll eat it. But if you said top 5 drinks, I wouldn't put water on it just because you've seen me have water. Dave Jansen is saying, good old tiramisu at the Cask Court. This guy's going to the fanciest.
A tiramisu? No, you've had a tiramisu at Green Spot, and I've seen you finish it and go,
true.
Oh, this tiramisu, man.
They do not have tiramisu.
Oh, this is great tiramisu.
This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. The desserts at the Cask Court. I'm going to quote a great man. I'm going to go, "You fired." Let's go to the next item.
Okay, so 2 of my items didn't get uploaded for some reason. So let's just maybe do this kind of freeform, very quick shot here before we get to the final 2 kind of big contenders here. But I had just the table d'hôte in general, table d'hôte, the concept of a table d'hôte. So that's like a soup to begin, a main meal, a coffee or drink, and a dessert. So that's the whole experience. How would you rate that? Hell?
What's that other item?
It would usually you
I want to know what's that last item there. Is that a drink? Was that milkshake?
We'll get to that in a second.
The table d'hôte. This is what I'm gonna say. I want you to move C to B, D to C, and then I want you to put the table d'hôte in D. Table d'hôte is taking because then it's got everything in there.
Okay, so if there was a table d'hôte here, you think that's D.
Yeah, put the table d'hôte in D, right above the pizzaghetti.
Okay, so that's above pizzaghetti. Breakfast got moved up to C, and the hero moved up to A with the poutine. Now on level.
No, put the hero in B.
Heroes
right now,
in B.
all the spots are taken.
Okay, got you. Okay, another one before we just move on to the last 2 here. Coffee. I just put diner coffee, like a nice cup of diner coffee.
Yeah, I can't take an item like coffee and put it on this list.
It's not enough for you.
It's not. No, it comes with the table d'hôte. The table d'hôte goes into D. That's our list.
Okay, well, we got 2 more items.
There's 2 more. There's no pictures.
There's 2 more right here. Look,
I'm Stefan wants to go to bed here. We got to wrap this up.
Look, 2 more, and Stefan can go sleep soundly, thinking about all the wonderful foods he has available to him here. We got the club sandwich. Stefan, you could actually leave the call just based off of where these are based if you are really tired. But we got the club sandwich. This is a classic fighter. This is
Take the table d'hôte off right now and put the club sandwich where the table d'hôte was.
So you went, and you wanted to put it in D. You can put more than one per tier, James.
Hold on.
I fear that I didn't explain this right.
I want you to take the table d'hôte off. Put breakfast in D. I want you to put the Greek pita back in C, and I want you to put the club sandwich in B.
This obsession to have one per tier is very interesting to me, but again, it's your list.
It could be in multiple tiers?
Yes! You could have put these all in S if you think they're all S tier.
Oh, I thought you were only ranking them one by one.
Do we have to go back to fish and chips, guy?
No,
here?
We're not doing this. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
It's going to be our version of the S tier list. And we're going to revise. Andy, are you here on Wednesday? Yeah. We're doing part 2 on Wednesday. I didn't know how this. I'm not a nerd.
We got to
find the last item.
We got a final item here.
People are probably thinking I'm a maniac. I just don't even like any of these. Oh,
we got a final item here.
Yeah.
This is only you can really chalk up to one place. It's the Orange Julius.
Orange Julius or Orange Julep?
The orange. This is an Orange Julius. Sorry, the orange. But think of it from the Orange Julep.
Yeah,
I guess you can get it in many places, but I do think of the Quebec Classic Orange. I used to work near there. You go and you get that stupid sugary ass drink.
Now that I know how this list works, put that Orange Julep right beside the poutine.
It's going A tier.
Yeah. As in, A, next time you're in town, buy me one. Andy, okay. I can't believe how much I botched this. Now, people can't see our production call. Once I clued into what was actually the rule of this, everyone laughed at me. They laughed at me like my pants fell down and everyone saw my penis.
I'm sorry, James. I wasn't trying to set you up here. I thought I explained the parameters clearly.
I will say this.
But I can understand now why you said, oh, like upon looking at an S tier list for the first time.
You probably thought I was a maniac.
A little bit. When you put fish and chips guy in hell,
I would still keep the fish and chips in hell. Yeah.
Okay. But when you put all other poutines, you put, I guess like most of those foods are pretty mid to shit. But like dessert, I've seen you finish dessert and go, oh, this is good.
But you have to understand, based on the way that I thought that it worked, now you understand why I could never put a crummy. Okay, now we understand each other, Andy. We're going to revise this list.
Okay, this is the preliminary list.
This preliminary list, now that I understand. Andy, look, I think this is an absolute great way to wrap up guest choice. Now, can you save this list as it is?
I wish, but my hard drive's busted, James. We'll have to make a new list on Wednesday.
We're going to put together our Patreon, our GoFundMe, our crowdsourcing.
You could just go to the OnlyFans at home with James.
Andy, thanks so much for doing this tonight. It's so good to have you back in the saddle.
James, great to be back. Eat well, everybody.
That's Andy Assaf, folks. That is our show tonight. I remember when we first made the jump to Twitch, we broke free of the 1 hour limit on Instagram Live. These shows were going an hour 30, an hour 35, an hour 40. I thought we got to refine this. We cut it so close to an hour for the past, year. We went overtime tonight. We went overtime because I had a great time talking to Stefan. I had a great time trying to talk Racquel out of showing her bare butt. And I had a great time talking about food. And my hope is that I had a great time because you, the viewer, had a great time. And noticing how much fiery chat was going on tonight, I think you had a great time. So I want to thank you for making a collective great time for all of us. If this is the first time you're watching, we do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/@home with James. Tell your mom, dad, auntie, uncle, brother, sister, Grammy, Grampy. Tell your best friend. I don't even care. Tell your worst enemy to tune in. Until then, I thank you so much for watching with vigorous and voluminous numbers tonight. We will see you on Wednesday. Andy is back. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and be well.